So this is an early review on my Yamaha MT03. I've had it for over a month now, but only now really starting to ride it into work. This is going to be more about my initial impressions. I'll do a more detailed, longer term review sometime in the future. And I did get this yellow wrap done on it. The stock color was the matte gray for 2021. So far I'm really enjoying the bike. I'm going back to a much smaller, lighter, simpler machine versus other bikes I've had. It does have a Two Brothers exhaust on it. I ended up going back and putting in the insert to reduce the volume because it was very loud. It's a lot more tolerable now. So what are the things I'm enjoying about the bike so far? I really like the lightweight, easy to maneuver in traffic. It's fun to rev it out. On a more powerful or larger bike, it's hard to really get everything out of it. With the MT03, you're playing up near a red line all the time, and it has a cool adjustable shift light, which makes every little commute feel like a race. The ergonomics of the bike are super friendly. You're comfortable and upright. As I've gotten older, I'm appreciating having comfortable ergonomics, more upright, instead of being hunched over like on a sport bike. Although the most aggressive bike I've ever owned is probably something like my VFR 800. Oh no, I did have a CBR 1000 RR for a while. Much more aggressive position, obviously. So I toyed with the idea of getting either the R3 or this MT03, and I ended up going with the MT03. I'm really glad I did. I am going to be using it for commuting and also the occasional track day. Actually, I have a track day this Saturday, which I'll be trying to record some footage there. So I'm 6 foot tall, 32-inch inseam, and yeah, the upright nature of the bike is pretty comfortable. The seat feels like it does push me into the tank a little bit, the angle of the seat. So I guess my legs feel a little bit cramped, but they can tuck into the notches in the tank pretty well. Not too much of an issue there. But if my leg was an inch longer, I think I would be hitting the ridge up here instead of tucking underneath the tank, so that could get uncomfortable. So I think I'm close to the max height you'd kind of want to be. Still be riding this bike, man. Just riding straight into the sun at this time of day. Really have to use my hand to block the sun, even though I'm wearing sunglasses. So what don't I like about the MT03? The clutch in first gear feels a little bit grabby. Like, to get a smooth launch, it feels like you're slipping the clutch a little bit and then you release it fully and it kind of grabs. And I've experience with a lot of bikes. I started riding in 2006, so I've had a lot of different clutch feels, and it's pretty good. It's certainly better than average, I would say, but just that first gear taking off, it feels a little bit unnatural. The suspension, surprisingly, is a little bit sportier than I expected. I guess it's a little bit harsh over some of the rougher roads, but pretty well controlled overall. I haven't felt like I'm losing control due to suspension performance. The braking, front brakes are known to be weak on this bike, but the previous owner installed some different pads on it, which I think improved how it feels. Yeah, so it seems like I'm revving the heck out of the bike, going really fast, and I'm going 45 to 50, close to the speed limit here. So that's a fun thing about these little quick bikes, or these little light bikes, that you can have a lot of fun on them at sane or legal speeds. I like the way this engine sounds. I don't know if it's just because of the aftermarket exhaust that's on it, but I think it sounds pretty fun. It sounds good, and since you're revving it up often. But I was talking about the negatives. So what are the negatives? It feels like there's not a lot of or as much aftermarket support for this bike compared to like the Ninja 400 or the Z400, the Ninja platform. More popular, similar price and bigger engine, but I like the idea of having a bike with a better chassis. So I think stock brakes and suspension on this bike are better than the Ninja 400. And I don't mind revving a bike to get it to put out power. I think it's a lot of fun. It's one of the fun things on this bike. See, so there I got the shift light. I'll show you the shift light a little bit later, but there's a lot of police officers on this stretch of road checking for speeding, so gotta take it easy this first bit. I see there's one there, and I'm going right at about the speed limit, so it should be fine. So back to the bike. I really do like the styling of the bike. I like that little pinched front end, and I like having that single powerful projector beam in the center. The mirrors on the bike are really good. They're nice and smooth and clear. I did buy the OEM lights on it. I did buy the OEM mirrors on it because the previous owner had removed all mirrors. Had a tiny little plastic bar end thing that was impossible to see anything at all. I like the fact that the MT03 has more modern looking LED turn signals. A lot of the older Yamahas, even some of the new ones, have those bulbous, floppy, old style turn signals, which look kind of silly. I love the dash and the gauges. They're basic, simple, old style LCD. Dark on light background, very visible. Got your gear indicators. So let me show you the shift light. So there's the shift light, programmable. See, but I barely got up to the speed limit there, redlining it in 5th gear, or just past the speed limit, I guess. But anyway, yeah, you can have a lot of fun on this bike. That's what I'm appreciating, that you really can use it to its full potential on a regular commute. fuel economy is good. You know, if you care about fuel economy for commuting, I'm getting, I think, low 50s, which I was hoping it would be even better than that, but it's pretty good. I do miss a slipper clutch. You know, some other street bikes I've had with a slipper clutch, really nice feature where you can slam downshift and release the clutch without too much care, and the bike does a smooth transition into the lower gear without causing wheel slip, or rather without causing the rear wheel to lock up. As far as acceleration goes, you know, to really get the most out of this bike, you gotta be you know, playing in the 7,000 to 13,000 RPM range. You gotta really get up there to really start feeling a tug. But again, you know, that's fun, and it's also safer that you're not getting a lot of uncontrollable torque at the lower RPMs. I do miss, you know, some of that instantaneous thrust you feel on bigger bikes, but it's really fun and good for what it is. As far as handling goes, I haven't really been able to take this bike on some really tight, twisty roads yet, but on my commute, you know, it handles like a small, light bike, which is good, but at the same time the suspension makes it feel very planted. It doesn't feel twitchy or jumpy like a lot of other small lightweight bikes can. So it you know, it does feel like the suspension is well tuned for its weight and has decent quality components in it. It has an upside down fork, which is nice compared to the Ninja 400. The Ninja 400 has more conventional forks, but there's probably more aftermarket tuning options for the Ninja 400. Oh, so I was talking about the gauges. Yeah, so the gauges are, you know, clear, easy to read, present all the data you want. It's got a gear shift indicator, fuel gauge, temperature gauge, got your RPM tachometer on the top, nice big speedometer. So I really like a large number for the speed. Makes it very clear how fast you're going. Time, of course, pretty common. Trip meters, instantaneous fuel economy, average fuel economy, I think. I have not ridden the bike at night yet, so I'm not sure how powerful or not a lot of backfiring on this bike because of the aftermarket exhaust. It's full exhaust, and then the previous owner did not install a tuner with it nor tune the stock ECU, so that's something I'm gonna have to get done before too long. Otherwise I think I'm running lean and you know, at higher combustion temperatures, which is not good for engine longevity. And then you get that unburned fuel igniting in the exhaust, which is cool to get a little bit of that, but I think overall for engine health and engine performance, it's not where it should be. I mean, I don't get any strange hiccups or issues with drivability, so it's not too far off, I guess, of what the air-fuel ratios should be. But I just want to make sure that I don't run the bike like this too long, even though I am taking it to its first track day with the fuel tuning as it is. But Yamaha engines are indestructible, right? You can abuse them, beat on them, and they'll come back for more. I'm still on the stock tires, which you know, feel nice and grippy. I'm gonna run them at the track on Saturday. We'll see how they do, but and this bike does have ABS. which actually I wanted ABS, even though for extreme track riders, you know, they would say it's a negative. I'm not an extreme track rider, and I don't think I want to be, but I want to have fun and I want to do it, you know, a little bit safer, so I appreciated having ABS actually. I think even on the track for somebody at my level, that's more of a benefit than not.